Sis and Ted, a whole lot of talk about a whole lot of nothing, nothing. Sis and Ted, a whole lot of talk about a whole lot of nothing.
Hey, Allie.
Hey, man, what's going on?
So I was talking with, I can't even remember who I was talking with. It's just about old school summer camp.
Yeah.
And I brought up bug juice.
Bug
And they're like,
juice.
yeah. And they're like, what is bug juice? And like, I was like, maybe there's like a whole generation that doesn't know what bug juice is. And then I asked my kids, I'm like, do you have bug juice? Do you know what bug juice is? And they're like, juice made out of bugs? What? And I was like, no, it's like fruit punch. And we called it bug juice. And we were
basically Kool-Aid.
Yeah, we would eat watermelon and have bug juice at Camp JCC.
Yep.
And they're like, why was it called bug juice? I'm like, probably because it attracted all the bugs. And I'm sure we were drinking gnats, I'm sure there are flies flying in there because it was sugar water. We were basically hummingbirds. That's why we are so hyperactive.
That's why we didn't have anything like gnats back then. They were all in the juice. It was already, they attracted them, and then we swallowed them, and then we got rid of them.
This
was
was
a win-win-win. Yeah.
And it was before protein drinks, right? We were basically drinking the most organic protein drink you could have.
Sugar and bugs.
Sugar, water, and bugs. Yeah.
That's so funny because, I started a day camp here that lasted for a while until COVID through our Jewish Federation and the church next door called Philanthropy Camp. I'm sure I've told you about that, but it was the idea that kids, that last week of summer, that was the hardest week to fill for camps, right? Because teachers were going back in this, and it's just anybody who was hosting those 1 week summer camps, day camps, just sort of gave up the week before school started. And so it was a perfect week to fill in. So we started this philanthropy camp, and it was about doing good around the community and having fun. And we thought of all these names. No, it was great. And we thought of all these names like Do Good Camp this. I go, no, you know what? It was for kindergarten through 5th grade. And I said, at that age, philanthropy is a great word for them to learn. And so it was the most fun. But part of what I insisted on, besides the philanthropy part, and then it turned into a middle school tikkun olam, which means repairing the world camp too. And it was because it was in partnership with the church next door. It was multi-faith, and just had kids from all different parts of Chattanooga, which was awesome. But the part that I insisted on was really the nostalgia of our JCC day camp. And speaking of bug juice, it was also, I don't know if you remember, but at the end of the day at JCC day camp, we would get to sit on our towels, which were probably mildewed because they, were used early in the day at the swimming pool.
Oh, yeah.
Wet all day, sitting in our cubby or on the floor
There's
somewhere.
definitely a smell to that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And we would all get popsicles, and we would have popsicle pickup, and we'd all sit there with our popsicles. And Joe Malazzo of blessed memory, who was the art teacher.
Alive. I would totally have him on the podcast. He was amazing.
Joe Malazzo on the podcast. Amazing. Yeah. And he would, as always, regale us with just stories about, usually ghost stories, but at the end of the day, it was probably singing and entertaining us. And as our parents came to pick us up, or our grandparents came, we're like, literally, there's like popsicle juice running down our legs and arms, stuff like that.
Sticky. Yeah.
It was so sticky. So I said, okay, we're going to start the day. We started Philanthropy Day. Everybody gathered together in this big common area space, or the gym at the church, whichever we gathered in, and we would sing all the silly songs. So of course I sang In Your Honor, Boom Chicka Boom. They loved it. They absolutely loved it. The song, do you remember that song? Father Abraham has 7 sons.
Yes.
Okay, we sang that one, which I thought was a classic. We also sang 1 bottle top, 2 bottle top, 3 bottle top with the rounds. You had to do rounds at some point.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, I know what you're going to say. John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. His name is my name too. Is that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you if it was Schmidt or Smith. It's Schmidt, right?
I think it's Schmidt. Whenever we go out, the people always shout. They go, John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. Da 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 da.
Okay, that's where people are like, okay, enough of this podcast.
Yes. That's back to bug juice. If you don't know John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, then you don't know bug juice.
Then you don't know bug juice.
Yeah. So we would start with the silly songs in the day, and we would end with popsicle pickup at the end of the day. And in between was just all about figuring out ways to be kind and do good in the world. And people loved it. I wish you should bring it back. But anyway, I loved day camp so much.
Well, my friend sent her kid to sitcom camp, And I was like, that's a thing? I was like, I wish I had can I go to sitcom camp this week too?
What do you do at sitcom
I
camp?
don't know. They create a sitcom and then a pitch
Come
pilot
on.
for it.
Come
And all I
on.
know is that is Hillary, her kid, and she had to quickly from Amazon get a propeller hat and a giant lollipop. And it was like 7:00 at night, and her kid's like, "Hey, I need a propeller hat and a giant lollipop for sitcom camp tomorrow." And she's like, "Thank you, Amazon." And then like 3 a.m, she had it on her porch. It's like, as much as people don't like Bezos or Amazon, like, how can you get rid of Amazon
I
when
mean, you
like
can't.
your
You
kids
can't.
are still coming to you last minute for the most random stuff? Like, what would have happened? Our mom would have made this. Our mom
Yeah.
would have not
Yep.
the propeller hat, but I was like, immediately in my head I put together a giant lollipop out of paper plates and cellophane and
Yep.
and a stick. I was like, I could make that if I needed to. The propeller hat I actually own already, so that's
Everything we ever needed could be made out of taking 2 paper plates, filling it with dry beans,
Yeah.
stapling it on the outside, and then coloring it somehow. It
Yeah.
could be your son. It could be a tambourine. It could be a rattle. I mean, everything was solved by 2 paper plates stapled together.
yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's before
Exactly.
Amazon. We don't need no Amazon.
Right.
People are lazy now. They're
You
just
like,
lazy.
yeah, like I'm not ordering a sticky bra off of Amazon. No, 2 paper plates, some beans, and and a
Right, can I-
stapler. That's all I need, and I've got my own sticky bra.
Can I tell you where I went yesterday that I just haven't been for many, many ages? And I know Mommy sings its praises all the time, so you'll know exactly where it is.
Home Goods.
No, not Home Goods, but close. Well, sort of close. The dollar store.
Oh,
Dollar
yeah,
Tree
she
dollar
loves
store,
the
which one?
dollar store.
I'm telling you, I needed to get scissors. And I'm like coming home, I'm like, you know what? I just need a couple pairs of scissors for this project. I'm going to go to the dollar store and grab them there because they're $1. Well, they're actually $1.25. But I started walking up and down the aisles.
Yeah.
You can get everything at the dollar store.
Yeah.
Everything.
You can
Everything.
you can get oysters there.
I mean,
You can
do
get,
not buy oysters. Do not buy oysters. But
Why
half
not?
of the cleaning products that we use, half of the stuff I want for like either
But
your
it's not all
office.
$1, and it's not all $1.25. It's ish. It's dollars store.
But
It's
still,
dollar store. Do you remember when Mommy, on the way down to Florida, she and Dad stopped at either like a Family Dollar or dollar store, and she bought lipstick, and then she made him on the way back stop at the same store to return said lipstick because, do you know this Mommy trivia?
no.
Why did she return the dollar store lipstick? Because it was burning.
Burning her lips.
Yes. What else would it burn? Where else is she putting lipstick? Yeah, it was burning her lips. She was like, this is not right. I actually think it was probably she had bought like that tingly lipstick that's supposed to plump up your lips, and
Yeah.
she didn't know it, because that's the only thing I could think, like, why would it burn unless it was like old, like there's some chemical in it that it shouldn't have. It was like a recalled lipstick that would have been liquidated, and then the dollar
Gross.
store had picked it up in their inventory.
All right, I'm not
Yeah.
buying cosmetics there. And I did tell a fib. I actually was in the dollar store a few months ago because I went and bought graduation cards. They
Yeah.
have
Oh,
the
yeah,
best. They have the best,
Yes.
holiday themed anything. I'm sure if you need July 4th stuff, which I do not, but they have all of that there now. But they had graduation cards also for $1, which you cannot buy a greeting card anymore for less than like $6. They are so
ridiculous.
expensive.
I
They are
picked up
so
a Father's
expensive.
Day card. It was $8.95.
Yeah. Spoiler
like-
alert, Daddy. Your card this year is your gift because
Yeah.
I spent my entire allotted
allowance.
cash,
My
I spent
allowance.
my entire allowance on your card. I have the best card for Daddy. I mean, I would.
But so let's
can't
talk
wait
about
to
Father's
show
Day.
you.
Let's talk about
Yeah.
Father's Day for a second. Okay,
Sure,
so
sure.
number one, all the ads I'm getting, the sponsored posts, the TV commercials for Father's Day gifts, I'm like, that is stuff I would like. I'm like, why are we not selling this to everyone else for moms? I would like
Yeah.
the electric screwdriver, and I know what you got your husband. I'm not going to say it because it's a surprise. Not that he listens to our podcast, but I would like that thing. I would like that thing also. But also, I had this conversation with Murray this morning, and I said,
Yeah.
"What?" I go, "You are the oldest. You've got to organize the Father's Day gift." And he said to me, and he said this to me 3 times since I keep on reminding him about Father's Day. He said, "Well, what are you getting, Dad?" And I said, "It doesn't matter." I said, "Also, the reason why moms get Father's Day gifts for the father is usually because the kids are too young. But guess what? You're
Yeah.
20, you all drive, you all have money, you got to get the gift." I go, "Do you think Nini's getting a gift for Papa? You think Nona's getting a gift for Poppy?" I go, "I love Dad. I appreciate him. And, I will get him a little
Yeah. But
something.
he's not my daddy. He
He's
is
not
not
my
my daddy.
daddy. He's not my dad." I go, "At what point does it transition?" And this is my question for you. At what point do you stop getting a gift for your husband for Father's Day and then the kids take over? Because it hasn't happened yet for you. Because I know you got a gift for Alan.
No. So now, spoiler alert, Alan. Yes, I just have
Sorry.
something very little for you because I heard about it advertised and thought
Yeah.
you'd like it. And now he's going to be thinking what it is all weekend. But typically, I don't even get him a Father's Day card because, to your point, he's not my dad. So the
When did
boys
you
have been,
stop?
I don't know because I don't even remember. I can't remember. It's been so long since I've really done it.
Yeah.
I always get my dad, he gets his dad, we'll get, like the boys. And when did I stop buying grandfather cards? I guess, the boys have been out of the house for 4 years. The
Right.
last one left 4 years ago. So probably then because they're not home to sign it or gift it. So it
I'm
feels
doing from all of us.
disingenuous. Right.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I give it to them. It's like, this is from your sons who are now in California
Yeah.
and Israel and New York. And yes, no, they picked this out and wrapped it themselves. So they do their own things and
Yeah.
it's fine. I also, okay, I guess I break the rule because when someone has a birthday, it's not my birthday, but I want to celebrate their birth. But I also
Right.
don't get people anniversary gifts. Like I don't.
No.
It's like I don't expect our kids ever to get us an anniversary gift. They can say
Right.
happy anniversary, but it's not there. They didn't marry us. They're just
Right.
the products of us.
Yeah.
So
It's not their fault.
it's not their fault. It's not their
It's not
fault.
their
We
fault we're
chose
married.
to be in love and get married.
So
Oh my
I
gosh.
want to go ahead and bring up this question
Okay.
because I don't we're 12 minutes in, and I think it's really important that we tell everyone that you can ask us questions. Okay?
Well, that's not
And
a question. That's a statement.
That is a statement. We've got a new segment.
Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing with Sis and Tell.
That's right. It's called Thanks for Sharing. But what does that mean? Thanks for sharing, Amanda. Tell our listening audience, assuming
have-
there are people who are listening.
Well, oftentimes we'll get people emailing us, texting us, asking us questions, providing a statement or a factoid that is relevant to something we've said on the podcast. So now we're going to be sharing those, not to embarrass people, but just to educate. A lot of times our fans, our listeners have very interesting tidbits to share, but only Alison and I are privy to it, and we think you should be too. We always appreciate our super fan and friend Gail, who's always, I feel like she's like our co-producer.
Seriously, she
she-
deserves a co-producing credit. If we had
She sure
credit on the
does.
podcast, Elise, she's another super fan who always
Head
texts
of
us.
research.
Yeah, you know what? We're
My
missing a
friend
lot of you, but
Joel
yeah.
Easley, he's
Yes.
always got really interesting things to share. So now we want to share what our listeners have to add on, and also what maybe some questions they have. And that brings us to our first ever Thanks for Sharing. This is a question from our listener, Alex.
Okay, and like I want to keep the authenticity of this. You sent me a link to her asking this question, and neither one of us have actually heard the question yet. So we're about to listen to it together for the first time.
Hi, sisters. I have an important question for you. Longtime listener, first time caller. So I have a friend that I met for coffee, and I actually had tea. And when I was done with the tea, I put it on just like a shared saucer in front of us, and he proceeded to suck on the tea bag. And when I made a face, he then said, "Oh, well, did you want it?" and still offered it to me, which made things even worse. And I thought, this is so gross, sucking on a tea bag, but I couldn't really figure out why in order to articulate to him. And I still think it's gross though. And so just curious what you guys would have done in that situation, and if you think it's gross too, and if so, why?
Oh my God, I'm dying. Also, like,
I don't even know where to put this in the universe of things that I never thought I would hear or think about category.
Here's the question. Is anyone sucking tea bags by themselves? And I think it is just this friend of hers. This is not a thing. People are not sucking tea bags. I don't even... I don't know. No one's sucking tea bags. No one's like, oh, let me get one little last bit of flavor out of this. My husband loves tea. And
my husband loves tea. He drinks like 10 cups a day, and I have yet to see him actually suck the tea bag after he's done, like, what do you call it?
dipping, steeping.
Steeping it.
Yeah. I just that's a whole new meaning to being teabagged, right?
I was going to say I don't even know what that means. I know it's a bad thing, but
yeah,
that's
no,
terrible.
it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends what you like, but it could be a good thing. All I'm saying is, I don't think this is a thing. I don't think people are doing this
No.
by themselves. I don't think they're sucking their own tea bags, let alone their friends that they've gone to coffee out with. I don't think this is a normal thing. And I think she showed restraint by just giving him a side eye. Because
1,000%.
because I would have been like, what in the world? What are you doing? And why is it my tea bag? Like, why would you even suck on someone's tea bag? I can't even understand that. I cannot understand why this is a treat to him.
No.
And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. Did you want the last suck?
I am fairly confident, even if this was just an acquaintance of mine, if it was a work meeting, I don't care who this person was to me, I would have responded this way. Are you out of your ever-loving mind? What is going on? Why are you sucking on a tea bag, much less my tea bag? On what planet did you think this was appropriate? And no, I wasn't going to do that because no one does this.
No one's sucking tea bags.
Yes. No one is sucking tea bags. Look, let's think about the positive from the story, though. He did ask her if that was the mistake, like not offering her own tea bag to suck first. So he did realize he took that for granted that she was done with it. But
I think he's
gross.
living a life where he thinks it's normal to suck a tea bag, because he wasn't like, oh, you have issue with me sucking a tea bag. It's that she maybe wanted the last to suck.
Right.
So I think he probably grew up in a household where they drank tea and that's just what you did. And maybe his parents offered him, like, oh, sweetie, would you like the last suck of the tea bag? And he's like, yeah, thank you, mommy. Yeah, like, of course you offer that to your child. But it's like the last bite of something, a shared cake. But I don't even understand why you would take someone else's. Right?
It's so
like,
weird.
I wouldn't, if that was a thing, I wouldn't even like, you would ask before sucking.
That's a good rule. You should always ask before sucking. Let's just make that a rule across the board. But also, what do you get out of, what pleasure do you derive from sucking an already steeped tea bag? Like what part of that is enjoyable?
Super concentrated
Tea,
flavor,
I guess.
I guess. I mean, it depends how long that bag was.
I mean, it's making me sick thinking about it, because I don't even like really strong tea. Like if I do have tea, which I don't often, but I steep mine for like maybe 30 seconds and then I'm out of there. And I want nothing to do with that tea bag.
Right.
I also don't love looking at a used tea bag sitting on a saucer. So that whole image is making me uncomfortable, much less him picking it up.
But you know what I'm thinking of immediately are like the spice bags that you would use, like the not catamaran. What is that brand called? The Catazan, what is that? You know what I'm saying? It's the spice bags that you use to spice like
yes. A crawfish boil.
Crawfish boil. I'm like saying catamaran, but that's like a boat.
No, it's Catazans. It's
What is it? Look it up.
Hold on. I
Oh my
am
God.
crawfish boil spice, because I have to know now.
Yeah. Well, there's Old Bay, but this is
No, but this. Oh, you
Catazan.
ready?
Yeah.
Zatarans.
Zataran.
Zatarans. Yes,
Zatarans.
crawfish, shrimp, and crab boil.
Like I'm
Thank you.
like I'm thinking like if he saw that Zataran's spice bag sitting around that had been steeping in shrimp, would he be like, "Can I have the last suck on this?" And maybe he likes savory and spicy in addition to sweet and tangy or whatever the tea bag. That is just that is not a thing, Alex. What would
No.
we have done? We would have probably freaked out a lot more. We would not have reserved it for a side eye. I would have immediately called him out on that and been like, "What's happening right now?" And then I would have wanted to known like all the history behind his teabag sucking and where he got
No,
that
I do not
from.
want to know. Alex, let's be clear. I have no desire to know the backstory
I
on the
need to
teabag
know.
sucking, but I'm not sure I'd be having any sort of rendezvous, coffee, tea, or tea bags sucking with this person in the near future or ever again. But as always, Alex, thanks for sharing.
If you've got a question or a factoid to share about something Allison and I have said on a podcast, maybe this one, please send your voice memo to sisters@sisandtell.com.
All right, here's something funny we were talking about the other day that when I first moved to Chattanooga, and I know this happened to you recently, but when I first moved to Chattanooga and I would meet people, and this is 29, a little more than 29 years ago, the first thing, literally almost the first thing people would ask me is, where did you go to school? And my natural response was
College.
Brandeis.
Yeah.
But this is where I went to college. And they would stare at me like I had 3 heads or suck tea bags after drinking my tea. And I'm like, what? They're like, no, not college. Where did you go to high school? And of course, I grew up in Birmingham. Why are people in Chattanooga wondering where I went to high school? And I'm like, why do you care where I went to high school? Which was always my response. But they do, because there is some weird culture about, and I thought it was just in Chattanooga, where people are very curious about where you went to high school. And of course I would say Indian Springs. Now, then I got used to the question and would immediately say Indian Springs to throw them off because it's a high school in Pelham, Alabama, and they don't know about it. So but this happened to you as an adult.
Yes, we've talked about this, and I've talked about this with my high school friends, that people ask us this, and I understand meeting someone from your hometown and wanting to know specifically, but I will meet people from Atlanta, and I'm like, where did you grow up? That's what I ask. I don't say, where did you go to high school? And in Chattanooga, I think there's a mixture of people who go to public and private schools, which I think that creates even more of a reason to ask, where'd you grow up in Chattanooga? Not where did you go to high school? But and I understand, we have a thing called Jewish geography where we want to find out, what camp did you go to? What this? Because we're trying to find connections.
Right.
But I don't know if it's about trying to find connections.
Nope.
And I'll say this, Allison and I grew up in a town in Birmingham that people
that might have been a little bit hilly and not have many street lights.
People immediately judge us for being from the, and you don't, but you went to okay. So let me rewind. I was at a networking event. I met this guy, big Alabama fan. I said, "Oh, did you go to Alabama?" He said, "I did." And I said, "Oh, I grew up in Birmingham." He goes, "I grew up in Birmingham too." And then he said, "Where did you go to high school?" And I felt compelled, because I knew what he was going to say about me going to Mountain Brook High School, to also insert that I went to Indian Springs. And I said, I went to Indian Springs, but also, I also attended Mountain Brook High School. And he then, this is a grown man who was probably 40, proceeded to pretend like he was throwing up. But in such an exaggerated way that I was like, this is a little over the top, because they think people from our community are snobby or judgy, when in fact people are judging us from where we are from. You're the judgy ones. We're and look, there's judgy people and snobby people everywhere. And it's not created by where you went to high school or where you grew up. It's created by how you were raised. And that is not how I was raised. right?
Exactly. He's responding in a way that is worse than what he could even preconceive would be the way we were raised. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like crazy. I was like, and then he proceeded to ask me if I knew some guy who was a banker and Mount. He's like, do you know this guy? His whole family owns all the banks. I'm like, I don't. That's not. No, I have no idea who you're talking about. And then he couldn't believe it. I'm like, you seem like the one who you're projecting onto me what you thought I was going to be like, but you're really like that. So he was making fun of this area, assuming I was like one way, when he was the one who was like really into, oh, well, do you know people who own all these banks and they're from this area? And I was like, I have no idea who you're talking about, because that's, I don't know that guy.
Yeah.
And I thought it was maybe because he wasn't my age and he thought I was much younger, and evidently he knew I was my age. And he's like, no, he's your age. I was like, well, shit, I guess I'm looking old. That's what I was more.
Well, the moral of this story is, number one, nobody really cares where you went to high school. And also, if they do care, maybe it's because they did know somebody or have a connection there or feel a sense of nostalgia or, kinship to you because they went there, their mom went there. But don't judge somebody based on that. Kids have no choice on where they grow up, and most of them have no choice on where they went to school. So I'll just leave it at that. And I will say, I shared with you the fact that a few years ago I got to interview Ruben Studdard,
205.
Oh my gosh, the Velvet Teddy Bear himself. And as you all know, winner of season 2 of American Idol, who's from Birmingham. And so before the interview started, and I said, I grew up in Birmingham. I'm from Alabama. He goes, no, like from. I'm like, yeah. And he loved that. I'm like, of course, representing 205 and all this stuff. And he goes, well, where'd you grow up in Birmingham? And the way you did too, I sort of paused and he started laughing. He goes, come on, just say it. Just say it. We know it. We know what you're going to say, and just say it. And I'm laughing. I said, well, I grew up in Mountain Brook. He goes, there you go. He goes, that wasn't so hard. He goes, you know what? It's just where you lived. It's not who you are.
That's right.
So it's that idea that whatever, and by the way, I loved growing up in Mountain Brook. I loved growing up in Birmingham. I loved all of my experiences there. I would live back there again if our life had gone that direction. And I think the moral compass that you have and the values that you have, they come from your family, they come from your friends, they come from your influences. They don't come from a preconceived notion of who you should be based on your zip code.
Right. Yeah.
Drop the mic.
So at the same networking event, I had been at this place before to perform comedy. And I went to just go hear comedians perform there. My friend invited me, who produces the show. And then he called me up on stage. And so I did an impromptu, 5-minute set or whatever. And in the middle of my set, the guy in the audience starts booing me.
The same guy?
No, a different guy.
Oh.
No, because this is the same location, different night.
Okay.
But I just remembered that this guy started booing, a different gentleman started booing me. But in a way that, I'm like, he's trying to be funny, right? And the bit I was talking about was cats, right? And how I'm not a cat person. And I started making fun of cats. And that's when he started booing. So I'm like, he feels really passionate about cats. And it was really small. There's only 35 people there, and it's a very intimate space. It felt like a living room. And so afterwards, he came up to me just to be like, hey, and chit chat. And I go, why were you booing me? And he's like, just to make things interesting.
Come on.
And I was like, okay, all right. I'm going to come to the next meeting you have and stand up and start booing you and seeing how you feel, just to make things interesting.
By the way, applause and laughter also have the same effect, just for future reference.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would have rather he yelled out, cats are awesome, or whatever.
Yeah. Or, you suck tea bags.
Yeah, you suck
down.
Well, whether or not you suck tea bags, we hope you enjoyed. We hope you enjoyed this podcast. No shade on the teabag suckers out there. Okay, maybe a little. Well, thanks for listening to the latest Sis and Tell podcast. Don't forget to share us with your friends, share us with your family, share us with your foes.
As always, this has been Amanda and Allison with a whole lot of talk about a whole lot of nothing. We'll catch you next time.